So can you tell us a little bit about the difference in tax among investors depend on their nationality?
We can see, right, the American, European country, so normally they refer to rent ready-built facility. And then for the Asia country, let's say China, Japan, Korea, they refer to older land. But to them, right, the land somehow in the future, they can earn the profit as well. It's like the investment asset for them. But then because of COVID, so we see some of the investor, their mindset, they are changing as well. So they refer to lease the facility like the American, EU, Chinese, Hong Kong, they also refer to lease the building. So they can set up the business faster to meet the demand of the client. And then they also can exit faster in case some worse thing happen. And then in terms of the location, in terms of the site, it's gonna be more flexible as well.
Previously, in 2019, we're having, all this, teaser and flyer about, 3-month setup in Vietnam. So now when an investor comes to your door asking to set up a business, how do you explain the difference in timing?
Yeah, I wish that right now, if the investor, they can like 2 months, 3 months setup, they can move into the operation. We want that as well. But then it's not like that anymore. So when we see that more and more FDI coming into Vietnam. So the government, they're gonna become like selective. They're gonna refer the clean, high-tech, friendly environment industry. So when they review the dossier, the application dossier, they're gonna review carefully. And then to avoid attract any polluted industry. If some industry have some like polluted process, they need to see how the investor deal with that as well. So it's gonna take a longer time. And then with the curve, that's explain why the government, they try to update the environment regulation and also the firefighting regulation as well to control that.
Well, it's good that you mentioned about the firefighting regulation. The rules for firefighting has changed substantially in the past few months. So as a person who works on the ground with manufacturers on a daily basis, can you highlight what is the key changes in the firefighting regulation?
I think the government, they try to minimize the fire case and then explosion case to protect the human life. To be honest, it's a good thing to me and then to the government. And then because they are doing that, so it means that back to, let's say, 2 years ago, when the client, they do the fitting out, they do the renovation, they can apply the firefighting certificate by themselves. But now it's not like that anymore. So the government, they want the landlord, the owner of the building to be more involved. So on the application dossier, on the licensing, the landlord needs to be the one that sign off and then submit to the authority. So it's gonna take a longer time. So let's say before the new regulation, the tenant only need 1 or 2 weeks to get the certificate. Now it can up to like 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get the certificate, even more, nearly 2 months for example.
So with developer now being involved in the process of tenant's application, I believe that there's gonna be extra workload for the customer service of BW, right?
Yeah, correct. Yes, we are looking for more people right now to increase the customer service department so we can serve the client better. So for the residential and then the industrial property, it's quite different. For the industrial property, we not just only talk about the commercial term. We need to talk about the extra service to the client as well. Because they are new here. They don't know about the environment, firefighting, anything. So we have to hold their hand, walk them through the whole process so that they can operate smoothly in Vietnam.
That's an excellent answer, and that wraps up our conversation today pretty well. Thanks, Minh, for joining.
Yeah, thank you.